Be sure to catch the next episode of Just Talking It Up on iTunes, Stitcher, your favorite podcast app, or on the web at bigbrainsmedia.com.
Hey, you forgot our names.
No.
You did. You forgot our names.
Don't be silly. I'm Janet, your Crash, see?
She's just like a goose. She wakes up in a new world every day.
This is the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Wednesday morning, June 5th. I'm James Spann. Moisture levels rising, rain chances increasing statewide, and tropical mischief in the Gulf. Let's get in there and take a look at some of the Skycam shots early this morning at the insane hour of 5 o'clock. First off, the view coming from Jasper. Sky there is mostly fair. There's the Hamilton Skycam at Hamilton High School in Marion County. And evidence of daylight down in South Alabama at the battleship USS Alabama at Mobile Bay. Got a disturbance in the Gulf. Thunderstorms over the plains. The primary storm track, of course, north of the state. Starting off the day with 60s and 70s. Birmingham 74 at daybreak. Will be in the 80s again today. And this is the radar. That was at 5:07. We note showers along Interstate 65 from about Calera down to Clanton, Verbena, almost to Prattville. Had some big storms southeast of Montgomery earlier this morning. Note flash flood warnings had to be posted for parts of Macon and Bullock counties due to some stationary storms, but those storms have ended. Severe weather possibilities today west of the state from near Memphis, across Arkansas, parts of Oklahoma, North Texas, and New Mexico. No formal risk tomorrow. Low in 5% possibilities for about the northern half of the state and also for parts of the Florida Peninsula. And on day 3, no formal risk. This is the rain for the next 5 days. The big rain numbers with our tropical system should be east of here through central and south Florida up the Atlantic coast. But we could see some pretty decent rain amounts. This is suggesting rain totals of about 1.5 inches for the northern half of the state, not directly related to the tropical system. Speaking of the tropics, the NHC with a 40% chance of the system developing into a tropical depression. And as we've talked about here in recent days, one way or the other, doesn't really matter. The effect is going to be the same, just a lot of rain. The circulation center, it's a low-level swirl that's west of the convection. The convection is off to the east. There's some shear in the Gulf. And, of course, the big range with this thing will be, east of the center, wherever it goes in. Most of the models have it coming in around Apalachicola that keep the big range over central South Florida, up toward Jacksonville, then Georgia and the Carolinas. Most models do not develop this into a tropical storm. That is very unlikely. And, again, whether it's a wave or a depression, one way or the other, it's just going to be a big mess of rain for the eastern United States. Let's take a look at modeling. This is the GFS, the OZ run, valid at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Kind of a chaotic pattern, but clearly the main dynamics are north of here. But the moisture levels are definitely up today. A good moisture axis in place, so we'll expect scattered to showers and storms with a high in the probably mid-80s. Not so sure we see a lot of sun today. Tropical features in the Gulf. Then tomorrow at midday, we stay kind of moist. Pretty good chance of showers and storms. Both models look relatively wet with low 80s on the NAM. The NAM showing 82, and that might be closer to being correct. We'll probably bump our numbers down. The really heavy range with a tropical feature coming up through parts of Florida. Now, it looks awfully wet for Orlando and Tampa, Daytona tomorrow. This is tomorrow night at midnight on the RPM, and it's got the thing coming in near Apalachicola. Interestingly enough, it has some of the heaviest rain to the north and northwest of the surface low, up into Dothan and Eufaula, Alabama, in the southeastern corner of the state. And it's possible. We still think the bigger rains might be east of the center as opposed to this, but clearly any part of Alabama that's going to really be affected by this will be Dothan and Geneva and Abbeville and Ozark and places like that down there in that southeastern corner of the state. And then Friday at noon, the surface low with the tropical feature is near Athens, Georgia. And clearly, we're going to stay in the moist air, so we're going to see a number of showers and storms tomorrow and Friday, but I really think the big rains, maybe the flooding type rains with the tropical feature, will stay east of the state. This is the GFS at noon Friday, and it's got the surface low farther north and east. It's got the thing on the around the Outer Banks of North Carolina, but still plenty of moisture here. So again, a pretty good chance of showers and storms tomorrow and Friday. But as the weekend arrives, so does drier air. The GFS takes us dry Saturday, and we'll kind of lean in that direction. Any showers should be confined to the south on the Gulf Coast, and even down there, they'll be kind of widely spaced. We'll be in the 80s, and on Sunday, we're dry, the northern half of the state. Upper 80s are likely, and then Monday of next week, we'll kind of watch how this upper high plays out. The GFS has the higher heights, the center of the upper high near Tulsa, and we're kind of on the eastern periphery of that, and down below that, we're still dry. We'll probably hit the low 90s early next week. Birmingham is yet to see 90 this year, which is amazing. Tuscaloosa has, but not Birmingham. Typically, you get your first 90 in May, but we'll clearly get it next week. As low 90s are likely. This is Tuesday. We might do mid-90s. In fact, the GFS ramps up to 96 on Tuesday. That'll be hot. And Wednesday, maybe a few scattered showers beginning to show up with low 90s. Let's say a week from today, but still, obviously, the weather's pretty quiet out there. But clearly, look for the hottest weather so far this year next week. Into the forecast, this is June the 20th. 588 Ridge. So it'll be pretty steamy, but enough moisture there for a few scattered showers and storms. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video this morning. We'll have notes on the blog. Next video here by 4 o'clock today. And if you can, watch us on ABC 3340 News this evening on the live stream or the television side at 4, 5, 6, and 10. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.
Hi, I'm Steve Sample with Bama Talk. Don't miss a single episode of Bama Talk Show, available now on iTunes, Stitcher, or your favorite podcast app, and on the web at bigbrainsmedia.com.